Hello, Year Threes. I hope everyone is doing well. So, I wanted to make a presentation around oceans, and I've heard that you guys have been doing some amazing work around oceans. So, we are going to make a presentation containing all sorts of information that we have learned around presentations. So, you guys have this presentation set for you. You're going to open that up, and we will start working on that. Now, we can see straight away we have two boxes. This is for my title slide. So let's start off adding a title for on the first slide and a subtitle as well. Now, what do you think could be a good title to use? I'm going to use Oceans. Now I want to add a subtitle. What would be a good subtitle to use? I might use by Mr. Chowdhury. Okay, could be a good subtitle, or I could say a presentation about oceans. Now the choice is yours. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and add a title and a subtitle to your title slide, and then come back and carry on. Now, I've added my title. Now what I want to do is make my slide look a little bit nicer. How can I make it nicer? What I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is I will change the color of the background. Now at the moment I have clicked on the text box. Okay, so I'm going to click away from the text box. Oops, I've clicked on another text box. So I'm going to click away from that as well. Now I have a few options here at the top. Which one do you think I will go to change the background? It's quite straightforward. Background. And now I want to choose a color to use for my background. Now, what color do you think would be a good color to use for the background for my oceans presentation? Now think, what color do we usually represent with oceans? Is it red? Is it green? Is it orange? Is it blue? Is it yellow? I think blue is the best color to use. But now also we have so many different shades of blue. We want to think about which one would be a good shade to use. I could use this, okay, which is a very bright blue, cyan. Or I could use one which is a little bit cooler, something like this, a little bit darker, or something a little bit lighter. Okay, the choice is yours, but try to use one which you feel is the most relevant. What do I mean by relevant? Something which represents oceans well. Okay, if I was to use red, that doesn't really represent oceans well. That's not the best color to use. So a nice blue color would probably be best. Now you can see my presentation is already looking a little bit better. Now I want to make my font look better. What do I mean by font? I'm talking about the way my words are written. Now if I click on oceans here, what do you think? Is that a good size? Does that look like a nice style? Is that a good color? What I can do is I have these few options here, and this refers to the style of writing. So if I click on this arrow here, Arial, it will bring me a range of other fonts I can use. Now we want to find one which is good, again, relevant for oceans, but more importantly, that it's easier to read. Is this a good one? What does that make you think of? Scary, isn't it? We don't want to use that. Let's go carry on. Let's look for something else. Oh, that does look good. It looks a little bit like seaweed. I'm going to use that. However, it is a little bit small. Let's make it bigger. Now I've got this number here which refers to the font size. 52 is a little bit small. So let's click on 52 and I have other numbers I can use. Let's try 96. Much better. What you can also do is you can enter your own number. So I might use 120, which again is a little bit bigger. I like that. Let's also change the font style of my subtitle. Do you remember how to do that? Where do I go? Yes, that's right. I will click on the font area here. Now I can use another style, but what I may want to do is I may want to use Freckleface again in order to keep it consistent. What do I mean by consistent? Consistent is where all the styles are the same throughout my presentation. I don't have all sorts of random fonts and random colors. I keep it consistent, all in one layout, one style. Okay, consistency is always good when designing things. So, do you guys want to head over and change the font styles of your presentation? Now, I've changed the font style, I've changed the size. I like the color, but let's see what other colors I could use. Now, I'm going to head over here. We've got an A with this little black line underneath it. We can think about what colors I might use. Again, let's think about what colors would be good to use in a presentation about oceans. Should we use blue again? Oh, that's a little bit hard to read. Oh, I cannot see that at all. Now, remember, you want to click on the edge of the box to change the font style. Let's try a darker blue. Oh, that is really nice. And what I might do for my subtitle is use another similar blue, but a little bit lighter. Okay, do you guys want to also go ahead and change the color of your font? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more slides. How do I add some more slides? Obviously, I want to add some information on my slides. So, where I have all of my slides will be listed over here on the left-hand side of my screen. Just on top of that, I have a plus. I can click on that plus to get a new slide. Now, I may need to go back and change my background again. Can you remember which color I used? Oh, that is a little bit different. I did use one slightly lighter than that. Oh, now I can see on the side they are similar, but I did use a little bit lighter. It's always good to remember exactly which color you used. Okay, so now let's add a title. What can I add onto my first slide? What information would be good to add to my first slide? What do you think? I'm going to say, what is an ocean? Remember, we want to use capitals because it is a title. Do you remember how I changed the font? Good. I click on the edge of the box and I can click on the font style here. And look, I've got all of these, which are the most recent fonts that I've used. I'm going to use Freckleface again. And I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. I can use the plus sign here. And let's use the same blue I used before. Let's add some text as well. Oh, can you add some text? Can you tell me what an ocean is? Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to leave it there. We will carry on next week. Okay. We will be adding some more slides next week and some more information and some images as well. Okay. So make sure you hand that in for me so I can take a look at the brilliant work that you've started off with so far.